welcome. I'm Geeta Mohan and you're watching World Today. Big news coming in at this hour. The White House has now announced what is to happen on Liberation Day. US declares Liberation Day, that is April 2nd, which is when reciprocal tariffs will apply from the United States of America to the rest of the world. White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt is holding a press conference, and she very specifically has said that US workers and businesses will be put first. US to offer companies lowest taxes. America looking within, trying to make its own economy more resilient to what is happening with the outside world, and ensuring that US economy is insulated. But will these reciprocal tariffs help or not? To know more on this and what the White House is saying, let's first listen to what Caroline Levitt said, and then we'll go to our managing editor, Gaurav Sawant, for perspective.
American workers and businesses will be put first under President Trump, just as he promised on the campaign trail. The president's historic action tomorrow will improve American competitiveness in every area of industry, reduce our massive trade deficits, and ultimately protect our economic and national security. President Trump's economic vision is rooted in common sense. America will offer companies the lowest taxes, energy costs, regulations, if they make their products right here in the United States and hire American workers for the job. It's simple. If you make your product in America, you will pay no tariffs.
And Gaurav Sawant joins me for more on this. Gaurav, absolutely inward-looking. Make in America was the mantra for Donald Trump when he was campaigning. He's won the election. He's trying to keep the promise. But will America pay a huge cost with these reciprocal tariffs?
Well, President Donald Trump is trying to sell this idea as one of the greatest days in modern American history, the 2nd of April. They're saying that this is where the golden era for US kicks in. They're talking about how billions of dollars have already been pledged that will be invested in the United States of America as part of Make in America. So they're talking about how Taiwan's chip-making company TSMC is talking about investing over $100 billion, how Apple is talking about investing more than $500 billion, as are several other companies. So they're talking about big investment to make in America, use American manpower, bring more jobs to the United States of America. So that's the dream he's selling, and he's saying if you manufacture in America, there will be no tariffs. There will be very inexpensive or cheap energy prices, very few regulations. So it's that Make in America dream that he is trying to sell. But what impact will this have? A question was put to the press secretary at the White House at the press conference. How is the stock market reacting? How will the stock markets react across the world? Will it lead to recession in the US and have a cascading effect on the global economy? So they said we are watching it very closely. The president right now is with his trade and tariff team, and they're trying to come up with solutions and the best way forward.
Right, Gaurav, a multi-pronged approach it seems like. Thank you so much for joining us over here on the network. US is going to now start putting those reciprocal tariffs. A few things that America is doing. One is inviting foreign investors to come and make in America. Putting and giving incentives to American companies with lowest taxes by staying in America, and also asking the US companies to invite and encourage companies from foreign to come to America and invest there. So a lot of things here in the making. Will it really help? And along with it, he's also slapping reciprocal tariffs, no exceptions. Could America be facing its next big crisis in the bathroom? A new wave of tariffs stemming from Trump's ongoing trade war could soon hit where it hurts most, its toilet paper supply. A sharp rise in duties on Canadian softwood lumber could threaten a surge in the prices of toilet paper. This could potentially spark shortages like we witnessed during the COVID-19 pandemic. So how will Trump's tariffs turn bathroom essentials into a looming crisis? Take a look.
America might be heading for its biggest bathroom crisis yet. And it's a crisis no one saw coming. Trump's tariff war could soon hit Americans where it hurts the most, their bathroom shelves. A new wave of tariffs on Canadian softwood lumber threatens to disrupt the supply chain for toilet paper. This could lead to a pandemic-style shortages that we saw during COVID-19. So, what's behind this unexpected crisis? And how did toilet paper become the latest casualty of Trump's trade war? Now, the Trump administration is set to nearly double duties on Canadian softwood lumber from 14% to 27%. There is also a potential for further hikes, pushing it beyond 50%. While Trump argues that these tariffs will boost American manufacturing, they might also cripple the supply of northern bleached softwood kraft pulp. This is the key ingredient in toilet paper and paper towels. Kraft pulp isn't just any pulp. It's what makes tissue papers soft, strong, and absorbent. And here's where it gets tricky. The US is highly dependent on Canada for it. Now, 30% of US toilet paper and 50% of paper towels contain kraft pulp. The US imports 10% of its toilet paper, and half of that comes from Canada. Last year alone, 2 million tons of Canadian kraft pulp were shipped to the US. And for many American manufacturers, this isn't just about raw material. It's about a very specific kind of pulp from certain Canadian mills that they have relied on for decades. Pulp experts say the US just can't switch the recipe around. So, what happens when tariffs disrupt the supply? Higher prices. The cost of making toilet paper will rise, and manufacturers will pass that cost to consumers. Pandemic-style shortage. If Canadian pulp mills shut down due to high tariffs, we could see store shelves emptied out like in 2020 during COVID-19. US sawmills could shut down too, as fewer lumber imports mean fewer wood chips, another key ingredient in pulp production. This isn't just a US-Canada issue. The ripple effect could hit the entire global supply chain. Canadian sawmills could shut down or cut production, reducing overall supply. Paper manufacturers can't just replace Canadian pulp with an American alternative overnight. Tissue production slows, leading to higher demand, lower supply, and skyrocketing prices worldwide. So, if you thought expensive eggs and milk were bad, wait until toilet paper prices surge. Will the US find an alternative to Canadian pulp? Or will America soon be scrambling for toilet paper like it's 2020 all over again? With Rudrashish Kanjilal, Bureau Report, India Today Global.
Trump administration has temporarily halted the processing of certain green card applications, leaving thousands of immigrants in a state of uncertainty. This move has sparked concerns among those hoping to secure permanent residency in the United States of America. For many Indian immigrants seeking stability and opportunity in America, this policy shift could translate into years of waiting, legal hurdles, and an uncertain future. With immigration reforms becoming a battleground issue, will this latest restriction shatter the dreams of those aspiring to build a life in the U.S.?
The Trump administration has hit pause on certain green card applications, leaving thousands of migrants in limbo. For Indians seeking refuge in the US, this could mean years of uncertainty. Will this latest crackdown derail their American dream? Let's break it down. The US has long been a land of opportunity for Indian migrants. But under President Donald Trump's second term, the door is tightening. The latest move? A suspension of processing green cards for refugees and asylees. The Department of Homeland Security claims that is necessary for additional screening, but critics argue it's another blow to legal immigration. How will this impact Indians caught in the middle of this political storm? Indians make up a significant portion of asylum seekers in the US. Delays in green card processing could mean job insecurity. Many asylees depend on work permits, which could be impacted by extended bureaucratic backlogs. Family separation. Many have family members still in India, awaiting reunification, now facing indefinite delays. Legal risks. A prolonged wait increases the risk of denial or deportation, even after years of living in the US. Indian tech workers, often on H-1B visas, are also watching closely. While this specific freeze doesn't directly target employment-based green cards, it signals Trump's broader agenda of tightening legal immigration. Trump's hardline immigration stance isn't new, from restricting H-1B visas to tightening asylum policies. His administration has systematically reduced legal pathways for immigrants. The claim: national security. The reality: a direct impact on thousands of Indians who contribute to the US economy and society. Even more concerning is the recent crackdown on student activities. Several foreign scholars, including those of Indian origin, have faced scrutiny, deportation threats, or even arrests. The administration's aggressive stance on vetting extends beyond asylum seekers. It's targeting legal migrants too. With no timeline for resumption, Indian asylum seekers face an uncertain future. Legal battles are likely, but the immediate impact is undeniable. Frustration, fear, and a growing sense of instability for thousands who saw the US as a refuge. For many Indians, the American dream is slipping further out of reach. As Trump doubles down on immigration, the question remains: will legal migrants ever get the stability they were promised? With Rishika Radhya and Rudrashish Kanjilal, Bureau Report, India Today Global.
From dropping hints of a likely third term to inviting Kid Rock to the White House or joking about taking Greenland by force yet again, Trump is surely going viral with his outrageous remarks. Take a look.
US President Donald Trump's video hinting at Trump versus Obama in next presidential election is going viral on internet. Hinting at third term, Trump says he would love to run against former President Barack Obama in 2028.
There's this other story. I know it's hypothetical right now, but if you were allowed for some reason to run for a third term, is there a thought that the Democrats could try to run Barack Obama against you?
I'd love that.
For his third term?
Boy, I'd love that. That would be a good one. I'd like that.
Videos of Kid Rock present in the Oval Office during Donald Trump's press conference is going viral on social media. On Monday, Trump was joined by Kid Rock for the signing of an executive order aimed at what the White House is calling exploitative ticket scalping. But what grabbed the attention of the netizens was Trump's question to a reporter asking if Biden ever did such news conference.
Yeah. Did Biden do news conferences like this, Peter? I don't think
No.
so.
He was never standing next to somebody who looked like they were about to be shot out of a cannon.
Wouldn't have worked out.
Donald Trump's definition of women has become the talking point on internet. Speaking at a press conference at the Oval Office, America's commander-in-chief defined a woman as someone who can have a baby. While most found the definition cute, some called it as bizarre statement.
What is a woman and why is it important that we understand the difference between men and women?
Well, it's sort of easy to answer for me because a woman is somebody that can have a baby under certain circumstances. She has a quality. A woman is a person who's much smarter than a man, I've always found. A woman is a person that doesn't give a man even a chance of success.
US President Donald Trump joked with reporters aboard Air Force One as he refused to confirm if the US would take Greenland by force when questioned. While Air Force One experienced severe turbulence, Trump gave a funny response to the media. The moment quickly went viral online.
Landing right now. Sit down. I don't want you to get hurt because I love the fake news.
Does today's inflation report impact?
We're landing right now. No, I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
We don't want to see you get hurt.
Have a good time. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Sit down.
After sparking a layoff storm in Washington, D.C., Elon Musk is now caught in a personal scandal. The controversy? His alleged reduction of child support for one of his children. And the accuser? Conservative influencer Ashley Sinclair, who claims Musk cut support for their son by 60%, forcing her to sell her $100,000 worth of Tesla. So what's really happening behind the scenes? And how far does this drama reach?
Ashley Sinclair, who claims to be the mother of Musk's 13th child, is not holding back. She recently took to social media platform X, accusing the billionaire of drastically reducing his financial support for their son by over half. But the story doesn't end there. Elon Musk himself is now questioning the paternity of the child. The tech billionaire also claimed that he paid Sinclair $2.5 million in child support, and on top of that, a yearly payment of $500,000. But Sinclair didn't take kindly to Musk's remarks. In a fiery response, she pointed out that she had asked Musk to confirm paternity even before the child was born. She went on to say that he withdrew most of the child support money to punish her for disobedience. In February, Sinclair revealed that Musk was the father of the 5-month-old child, although she had initially kept the news private for her son's protection. Musk's family tree is already a complicated one, with 6 children from his first marriage to Justine Wilson, 3 children from his relationship with musician Grimes, and 3 more with his current partner, Siobhan Zils. As Sinclair continues to call out Musk publicly, will Elon Musk step up and take control of his personal mess before it gets any worse? With Rudrishish Kanjilal, Bureau Report, India Today Global.
Elon Musk surely has more enemies than friends, and this is taking a toll on the sale of Tesla cars across Europe. Rome, Berlin, Stockholm have seen Tesla dealerships being targeted, with cars being set ablaze and showrooms vandalized. Here's more.
Time seems to be working against Tesla CEO Elon Musk as he faces growing backlash both at home and abroad. His controversial policies, including a push for cuts in the federal workforce and vocal support for far-right parties in Europe, have sparked protests and earned the ire of the public. Tesla showrooms across Europe are bearing the brunt of the anger. In Rome, a fire broke out overnight at a Tesla dealership, destroying 17 vehicles. Musk condemned the incident on X, calling it an act of terrorism. Authorities are investigating possible involvement of anarchist groups in the arson attack. Another Tesla showroom in Berlin was targeted by protesters who splashed blue paint, the party color of the far-right Alternative for Germany, on the dealership. The vandalism came in response to Musk's open support for the AfD, a party often compared by critics to neo-Nazis. The endorsement has stirred sharp political backlash across Germany.
We are here because we are trying to actually turn off Musk's tap worldwide so that his shares fall, that he becomes poorer and that he abandons this impossible right-wing populist and anti-democratic policy. Well, he is now trying to destroy democracies everywhere with his billions. That's not acceptable. And to support right-wing populists like the AFD, that's not acceptable. And as of Tesla, we have been fighting for years to turn off the tap on the factory in Gruhenheide, which is taking away our drinking water and will actually pollute our drinking water with higher threshold values. No, we are clearly saying no.
Environmental activists in Sweden also took to the streets. In Stockholm and Malmö, Tesla stores were spray painted with orange cornstarch as part of a protest by the group Restore Wetlands. The activists aim to highlight what they describe as Elon Musk's undemocratic actions and statements.
Elon Musk has done a Nazi salute openly during a speech. He systematically opposes workers' rights.
The backlash is already hitting Tesla's bottom line. In Sweden, sales of new Tesla vehicles dropped 64% in March compared to the same period last year, down to just 911 units. Sales in France and Sweden have now declined year on year for 3 consecutive months, leading to Tesla's weakest first quarter performance in both countries since 2021. Bureau Report, India Today.
Elon Musk's SpaceX launched a crew of 4 private astronauts led by a crypto entrepreneur and a mission to orbit Earth from pole to pole, a novel trajectory in which no humans have traveled before. Maltese investor Chun Bong, a Chinese-born magnate who founded a Bitcoin mining company, is the bankroller and commander of the SpaceX mission, named Fram2, a reference to the Norwegian Fram ship that pioneered Arctic exploration at the turn of the 20th century. Wong and 3 associates launched aboard SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, setting off for a free-flying mission for 3 to 5 days, during which they will partake in 22 research experiments. Robotics researcher and polar scientist Rabia Rogge became the first German woman in space 47 years after the first German, Zygmunt Jähn, flew on a mission to the Soviet space station Salyut 6. Fram2 is the 16th crewed mission using the reusable Crew Dragon, a gumdrop-shaped spacecraft that SpaceX developed with NASA funding to provide the U.S. Space Agency a ride for its astronauts to and from the International Space Station.
Als Frau in technischen Berufen finde ich.
As a woman in a technical profession, I think you have to assert yourself more. That is why I hope that by now having a woman in Germany who's also an astronaut, perhaps young women and girls will have a role model.
Wenn sie zweifeln oder wenn sie angezweifelt.
After 9 months in space, NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams, also known as Sunita Williams, are readjusting to Earth life with dog walks and family time while resuming work with Boeing to test the capsule that stranded them on the International Space Station. Sunita and Wilmore, the first crew to ride Boeing's faulty Starliner spacecraft last summer, spent days undergoing routine medical checks by NASA's astronaut office after returning to Earth on a SpaceX capsule in March and before they reunited with their families. In a heartwarming moment, Williams shared what she did first after returning home with a smile, saying that she hugged her husband and dogs and enjoyed a good grilled cheese sandwich. Sunita also spoke about how she was mesmerized by the view of the Indian landscape from above. Wilmore echoes similar sentiments about teamwork and collaboration. Wilmore praised the dedication of NASA and Boeing teams working to resolve Starliner's technical issues. When asked if they would fly Starliner again, both the astronauts agreed they would fly it again.
India is amazing. Every time we went over the Himalayas, and I'll tell you, Butch got some incredible pictures of the Himalayas. They're just amazing. And you can see, like I've described it before, just like this ripple that happened, obviously when the plates collided, and then as it flows down into India, it's many, many colors. I think when you come from the east going into like Gujarat and Mumbai, the fishing fleet that's off the coast there gives you a little bit of a beacon that here we come. And then all throughout India, I think the impression I had was it was just like this network of lights from the bigger cities going down through the smaller cities. Just incredible to look at night as well as during the day, highlighted, of course, by the Himalayas, which was just incredible as a forefront going down into India.
For all iPhone users in India who have been anxiously waiting for Apple Intelligence, the AI features, well, the wait is finally over. But how can you get the latest AI on your iPhone and other Apple devices? Here's Cyrus John with this report.
It's good news for Apple users in India because all of the AI features that Apple had promised during the Worldwide Developers Conference last year are coming for Indian users. Now, how will AI actually change the game? Remember, the Samsung Galaxy series or the Google Pixel devices have these array of AI features, and now they are coming, but some of them are coming to iPhones and also the Apple device ecosystem. Now, some of the AI features, like, for example, if you have these long paragraphs that you need summaries for, the AI can do it. Siri looks brand new. All this neon around your screen just looks fantastic. If you want objects removed from your images, maybe someone's photo bombing you, AI can do that now. And these features, by the way, were earlier in beta stage, but the final version had been launched with the new iOS 18.4. You have to go in your iPhone and update to the latest firmware. Then only will you be able to use this. And a host of AI features. You can create emojis, memojis, and I can't even list them. There are so many. The only way for you to experience them is by going to your iPhone and downloading to the latest firmware. But remember, AI is changing the game. You've seen it everywhere, and devices like the iPhone are now getting AI. And Indian users, remember, more updates will be coming from Apple. So you need to make sure that your device stays updated. And how you play with these AI features, I mean, that's totally up to you. If you want to erase something, if you want summaries, if you want to make some animation, everything can happen here. But remember, Apple iPhone 15 Pro series, Apple iPhone 16 series are the devices that will be getting Apple Intelligence. Even the recently launched iPhone 16e will get AI, but not any of the devices launched in the previous iteration. So yes, AI is here in India, and hopefully you're using it responsibly.
That's all in this edition of World Today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and take care.